What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a $1,000 pressure washing mistake. I'm joined with a special guest. I got Mike Vidan here with me from All About Pressure Washing. Mike, how's it going, man?
It is going good, man. Thank you for having me on again.
Absolutely, always a pleasure. But before we do get into the video, I do want to mention that me and Mike have recently built a new course. It's called How to Wash, the Ultimate Guide for Pressure Washing and Soft Washing, where we go through equipment, chemicals, ratios, and how to wash basically every single surface that you may encounter on a residential job site. So if you guys are interested in that, check out the first link in the comment section and the description. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into today's video topic. And as I said before, that is the $1,000 mistake. So Mike, give us a little bit of background on how this mistake happened.
Yeah, so one of my neighbors is a real estate agent, and she had given us a call because she got a new listing and they were having pictures taken in the next couple days, and she wanted to know if we were able to get a crew out to get the house looking great for the pictures so they could get it on the market and hopefully get it sold quickly. And of course, you know, we're going to do everything we can to accommodate both our friends and any potential customer. And so, you know, I sent my tech out and he got all set up. He was going to downstream the house, get everything looking good. And then he text messages me a little bit later and says that the house isn't coming clean like he would like it to. And it was a yellow stucco house. And, you know, we all know from experience that stucco has a tendency to get a little bit dirtier because it's so porous. And sometimes it does take a stronger chemical mix or a stronger ratio than what we can apply with our downstream injector. So I told him to pull out the soft wash unit and apply the chemical like that. And so he said, check, you know, we do roofs all the time. And so it's not a big deal. It's a process that we're pretty familiar with as far as roof go. But like I said, 99.9% of the time we are downstreaming. So he pulls out all the soft washing stuff. He sets up his metering valve to the mix, which was unfortunately what he used for roof washing. And he starts applying that mix to the siding on the house, the stucco on the house, and there is overspray. And that overspray got over all of the plants. And unfortunately, now he won't admit this, but I'm pretty sure that he didn't pre-rinse and he didn't post-rinse. And that was the problem, that was the downfall, and that was the $1,000 mistake.
So why wouldn't he have rinsed? Obviously, if he was doing a roof, he would have made a conscious, deliberate effort. But did he feel like maybe the mix wasn't hot enough to...
I think that was the problem. He's so used to using a downstream injector when he's washing houses, and he just didn't think about it. Now, we always pre-wet before we downstream, but he may have done that prior to actually downstreaming, running into the issue that it wasn't coming clean. The plants had dried, and he went ahead and applied the roof wash mix to the house without pre-wetting again, and probably just didn't even think about it. The mix was too strong. There was overspray, like I'd said, and it did get on those plants.
So this is a house that's for sale, and then about a week later, all the plants are dead in the front of the house?
Yeah, unfortunately, I get a call from the real estate agent who they'd actually got a contract on the house. They had an inspector come out to do the inspection for, you know, the financing, I'm assuming, and that's when it was brought to the attention of the homeowner that because he'd already moved out, that every plant on the property was dead.
Wow, that's quite the scenario. So how do we ultimately end up resolving this situation?
Well, in this situation, I went to the property. I wanted to see what we were actually dealing with, because a lot of times when you're doing roof washes and if there happens to be overspray, even if you do everything that you can possibly do, there is the opportunity for some overspray. Maybe it was a windy day, maybe some overspray, and some leaves start falling off, and the customer freaks out. You killed my plants, you killed my plants. Well, 9 times out of 10, the plants aren't dead. The leaves got burned, they fell off, the roots didn't get the bulk of the SH, so the plant isn't actually dead, it's just in shock, and that's why the leaves fall off. It's gonna come back, it's gonna take time, and trust me, it doesn't look pretty, and the homeowners are never happy. And I just wanted to make sure that the plants weren't actually dead. But when we got there, you know, from what I could tell, it looked like they were pretty much all dead. You know, there was a spattering of plants that would definitely come back, but this was my neighbor. The house was under contract. They needed to get it fixed, and ultimately it was our responsibility. And I'm not going to do anybody wrong. I'm not going to make anybody wait around till the spring for new growth on these plants. So we went ahead and we replanted everything on the property that was damaged. And you know, it wasn't an ideal scenario for my business, but that's what you do when you run a business. If you make a mistake, you take ownership for it and you take care of your customers. And that's what we did.
So I wasn't going to get into this specifically, but I'm curious, was the technician reprimanded, or was there any consequences for him doing this to the plants?
You know, we all make mistakes. And in a scenario like this, you know, I kind of called an audible on him in the middle of the job. And this is about as much training as anything. And I can take full responsibility for this because he wasn't properly trained on how to handle a house wash. Like I said, 99.9% of the time we downstream. We use the soft wash system for roofs. He was 100% on board with how to wash a roof, how to take all the precautionary measures to make sure that we, you know, take care of the property, take care of the plants around the property while we're doing the roof. He did everything that he would have done as if it was a downstream scenario, and they're just two different systems, two different processes. And you know, we definitely had conversation about it, but it wasn't something that he was written up for. You know, like I said, I take responsibility for that. I do know that it never happened again, and we do actually use our soft wash system a little bit more these days. And he's still with me. He still does a great job, and you know. It's one of those things, you know, when you're a business owner, stuff does happen.
Okay, awesome. So ultimately, had he done a pre and post rinse on everything, all the plants would have been fine, essentially, right? And we wouldn't have had the cost of mistake.
Yeah, it would not have cost me $1,000.
Right. Okay. So lesson learned for anybody out there: if you are using soft washing chemicals, be sure to pre and post rinse all of your vegetation. But also, if you don't know the right ratio supply, or if you don't even know what we're talking about with regards to soft washing or downstreaming, check out the first link in the comment section and the description. Mike, thank you so much for coming on. Every guest that comes onto the channel has to pick the word of the day. So what would you like the word of the day to be?
Well, you know, it's got to be rinse.
Rinse is the word of the day. If you guys made it this far in the video, comment down below rinse and I'll hashtag you a real one. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. Be sure to go check out Mike's channel if you guys haven't already. And until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby.
Peace.